Hey, do you wish you knew how to build valuable relationships for building your real estate business? I got a secret, one that's really worked well for me. Two of them, actually. I'll share them both. If you like this kind of stuff, please subscribe below and stay tuned. So, I have been in the real estate industry since 2006, started out broke, had to figure everything all out for myself. I knew one person in the state, and I did it. And I'm going to tell you how I did that through networking, because networking, I believe, is core. When I first got here, as I said, I didn't know anybody. So I didn't know how to network here. And I said to my daughter, who was just starting in the mortgage industry, I said, we should create our own networking group. And we did. So we reached out to different people that we thought were successful in the area. There was a plumber, an HVAC guy, I think a financial planner. I think we had about 10 different people. I created a little trifold. We typed it all up and we had our different information and our contacts on there. And we agreed to meet. And sometimes they showed up and sometimes they didn't. There wasn't a real strength to it, unfortunately. And that's when my daughter introduced me to another women's networking group. And I thought, oh, well, let's go check that one out. Because ours just kind of faded away because nobody really participated like we did. So it was just her and me meeting on a regular basis. So we went to this women's group where there were hundreds of women there, and it was like, wow, this is exciting. So we started making connections. There were a lot of realtors in there and a lot of mortgage people in there. So it was like cross-pollinating, and really no one was really willing to share, right? So, but it was good, because if nothing else, when you're going to those networking things, you are building relationships. You are building connections in the town. You could ask a question like, I don't know where to go get signs. Another realtor may share that with you. I don't know where to get my printing done, or whatever it was. You know what I mean? But I started building relationships with that. Then there was another networking group. Different networking groups just started popping up for me one after another, and I would go to them all because I needed to meet people. I needed to have connections. How else was I going to start to build a business, right? And those were good until I heard about BNI. Man, oh man, what a goldmine that opportunity that was. Now, this was 2008. I heard about it. I'm not sure what month it was, but I heard about it, and they had one seat per industry, meaning only one realtor for the group. And at the time, that seat was filled. And so I was, I think my daughter knew somebody that was a mortgage person in the one that I was looking at near our house. And she said the scuttlebutt was that realtor was going to get out of there. So I reached out to the people that I found out were in that group, and I said, listen, I'm a realtor. I really want to be in this group, because you had to be interviewed and approved to get into the group. So I just stayed on them like a junkyard dog, and fortunately she did leave, because that was 2008. Now I want you to think about the year. That was like this year in a sense. Agents were dropping like flies, leaving the industry, which was good for me. And so I leaped at that opportunity and I never let go. I'm still in there today. It has been a money opportunity, one, but more importantly, it's been a networking opportunity. It's been a business education opportunity. It's been a wealth of contacts of vendors and attorneys and financial planners and all the trades, all the important trades that you need to go. Even though many of them would come and go, some would last, some wouldn't last, and it didn't matter, because the ones who typically left, they just didn't give it a shot, or they were moving, or maybe they were expanding in another area, whatever. It didn't matter. But usually you kept a lot of those relationships even after they left. Well, I was the buyer and seller agent for the group. So if any of those had a buyer or seller, I got the referral. And that's the design of that group. It's called Giver's Gain. Great philosophy. I think about, how do I help you before I try and help me? And they would have what they call one-to-ones. so that you could have a private meeting outside of the weekly meeting where you could kind of get to know each other better. And the goal was where you would say, here's a perfect referral for me, here's my goal, here's what I'm wanting to do, here's someone I would like to meet. And because you were sitting down more one-to-one, having coffee or whatever, you would actually really get to know that person. And somehow it would trigger, you know what? Betty mentioned she was talking about selling her house. Let me give her a call. Let me connect the two of you. And it was that introduction call, that networking that was so powerful. Now, today, I think a really important thing to do is, as an agent, and to be visible, is to interview people like that. Interview the trades. Interview the brewery owner. And not the ones that are the corporate franchise and stuff. Interview your local small businesses because they're the heart of your community. So let's say you got a little donut place down the street and Bill and Mary have that place, and you know they get a nice traffic in there. They got great little donuts. Say, Bill and Mary, I would love to do this on camera where I do a little video of your place saying how cool it is, and we have a sit-down video where I interview the two of you. You tell us your story, how you started this business, how it feels to have regulars, and tell us about it, where you're located. It's like a mini commercial, but interview, right? And that goes on your YouTube channel. And remember, YouTube's free. And so now you're putting this on your YouTube and you're creating playlists of like multiple things. Maybe that's in the town of Mooresville, like a local town near you. So now you create a playlist because that's a category where it can go into. And maybe the heading on that is Mooresville, North Carolina. And all the little cool interviews that you do. If you're in a networking group, I would interview the trades. We have incredible guys. Interview each and every one of them. I did this with one of the guys who specializes in helping juniors in high school find the right college that they want to go to. The kids love it because they really figure out the college that's right for them and the direction they want to go with their life through a testing program that George has. And the parents love it because George helps them find ways to save money on all these colleges, dramatic savings. So I interviewed George. He put that video on his website because he was so excited to have it. Now, who else is in that video? Me. My information is there. George's information is there. I'm marketing George. George is marketing George. And George is marketing me. And he put it on his website. It was on my YouTube channel, my Facebook, my LinkedIn. Do you see what I'm saying? The leverage of video is so powerful. Interviewing people that you already have relationships with. And if you're like me and you're brand new and just starting in an area, you can go meet them. Do you think little Bill and Mary in the local donut shop have to know you personally? No. Would they love to be interviewed and marketed? Yes. So this is how you can do it. There are so many tools, and because you're doing it in a tech way, you are creating visibility for yourself. Another little tip that I'm going to give you about Facebook or Instagram is I want everybody that I know to be connected with me on Facebook. Now, my target market is an older, 40 plus. They've got money. That's who my target market is. I want the ones that are not struggling as much. I want the ones that are in the price point that's my niche. That's why I focus on that. You may not want to focus on Facebook. You may want to do Instagram. That may make more sense for you. Or TikTok. I'm on all of them. But my focus is Facebook and LinkedIn, and my primary is YouTube. So I do multiple YouTubes on a regular basis. I have a podcast as well where I interview agents, because I'll tell you what, when I interview agents, I'm looking for their nuggets. That YouTube or that podcast is called Real Estate Riches. I want the agents around the country and even the world now, because I'm spanning all over, I want to hear their nuggets. You're going to want to hear their nuggets. Boy, I did one today. This one was so good. They're all good. But I learn myself. And that's what you want to be doing. Every single day, learn. So make it a point that you're going to be doing networking, whether you do it by video, whether you do one-on-ones, you just call up different people to get connected. I did a Facebook post that popped up in my memory yesterday. So 14 years ago, I met a woman through a Groupon who owned a little shop in Mooresville, North Carolina. It was a bead shop. And I bought a Groupon, and she had an opportunity where I could make a little beaded necklace all by myself. So I went in there, didn't know she was the owner of the company, but we sat down together, we're making my necklace, we're chit-chatting back and forth. I said, I'm a realtor. She said, I just bought a new house. I said, oh, tell me about it. It was this massive home, not far from where I live. She was on the water. And boy, all I could think of, man, I would love to list that house someday. But she just bought it, right? So, but she had this little shop. So I said, you know what? Let me market your shop for you. Well, I had started a Facebook group called 365 Things to Do Around Lake Norman. And that has grown to over 15,000 people through all the years. And I always post things that are happening around Lake Norman. And she said, well, I got a special that I'm doing this month. I said, great. And she would have like little shows in there. I said, great, I'll promote that for you. I said, you call me anytime you're doing that because I want to post it on there. And I made it so only I could post on there. So I would do that for her. And then, I don't know, a year or two later, she calls me and she goes, hey, my sister needs a house. Will you help us? I go, sure. So I helped her get her sister's house. Hey, my son wants to buy a house. Great, I'll help you with that. And did that. Hey, my sister's going to sell her house. Great, I'll help you with that. And through the years, I would be marketing this, her little shop, and staying in touch, because that's what I do. I stay in touch with send-out cards, and that's another story. And I have a video on that, so go check that out. Anyway, so all of a sudden, 2 years ago, she calls up and she goes, hey, I'm going to sell the big house. I go, oh, great. So 12 years I waited, but I got business through those 12 years, and I got that big house. And I got that under contract in 11 days for a full price cash offer from a buyer in Ohio through a unique marketing program that we've got here at EXP. That's another whole video. Anyway, my point is the networking that you do, always be letting people know without putting it in their face that you're a realtor. Ask about them first. Find out about them. This is how you can build an incredible business that'll last a lifetime, not just dissipate when the market goes up or down. You always have to be building relationships. People will always be buying and selling. And if you build trust and are visible like YouTube and these social media posts make you, then you will get your business. So think about that. So if you know anybody that wants to level their business up as a realtor, and are interested in partnering with somebody, or even having a conversation about, hey, how could I do some of the things that you're doing? Schedule a business strategy call with me. I got the link below. If you just want to enjoy these videos, great. Ask me questions, share it with others, subscribe below. I'd love that. I look forward to seeing you on the next one. Stay tuned.